You only get one life to live. What do you spend it on? I've been given this front row seat to the modern day abolition movement, and it's been the privilege of my life to watch ordinary people step into extraordinary roles in the arena of freedom and justice and mercy. We merged our rock and roll band with a counter-trafficking organization called the Exodus Road. We use our concerts and our albums to shine a light on slavery, and then our fan base and our community helps fund the abolition work of the Exodus Road. I get to join our teams on undercover missions in Asia and Latin America, where we use covert gear, we use cyber forensics technology to find evidence of trafficking, and then we use that actionable evidence to partner with authorities to make raids against the traffickers responsible for this misery, dismantling these criminal networks and rescuing boys and girls out of slavery. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't make a difference. I'm just a kid from Nebraska. I write songs. Unlike Liam Neeson's character in that Taken movie, I don't possess a particular set of skills. But justice, my friends, is in the hands of the ordinary. We are ordinary, you and I, musicians, students, domestic engineers, doctors, architects. We're ordinary, but we're burdened with such a glorious purpose. And there's an abolition movement going on in our lifetime. And someday when slavery is but a mere memory, they're going to remember the day when the righteous rose up out of our indifference. It's hard to describe what it feels like to sit down with a 15-year-old or a 14-year-old girl that's for sale for sex. And I'm pretending to be a customer. I can never come out of character. I'm in these situations with the Exodus Road in order to gather actionable intelligence against these criminal networks that are trafficking kids. Sometimes it's in the jungle in Asia or by a villa on the ocean side in Latin America. Sometimes a crowded red light district or a hotel or a back alley or a street corner. By some collision of circumstances, this girl finds herself in this smoky room being forced to smoke and drink and go with men that are 3 times as old as her, 3 times as heavy as her. She's part of this mass migration of all the pretty girls from the mountains and the countryside. Sometimes they'll have girls behind glass, like in an aquarium. And men will sit on this side of the glass smoking and drinking, and they'll pick out a girl, and on her bikini top she has a number. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 146. A girl tells me she doesn't like going with the white guys because as soon as they get her upstairs they turn into tigers, and she has marks on her body to prove it. She takes another shot of tequila or a line of cocaine. She drinks to forget it, maybe to prepare for it. I oftentimes get frisked by gangsters, sometimes escorted up an elevator to a hidden floor of a hotel, and on each bed on that floor there's a girl from a different part of the world. Sometimes they lock us in, they lock gates behind us. Every situation's different, but every situation's the same. Somebody is making money off of selling somebody else for sex. And if there's fraud, if there's force, if there's coercion involved, or if the person being sold is a minor, then that's called sex trafficking. And that's what we're there to find evidence of. Evidence that's going to contribute to tearing apart these criminal networks, being a thorn in their side, making trafficking dangerous, letting everybody know that somebody's watching, even when it seems like the whole world's able to look the other way. Somebody's looking out for the daughters and the sons of this country. And most of the time, with the Exodus Road, it's our brave women and men that have been born in these countries that care so much about what's going on. They're there night after night, tenacious, tedious, long hours doing this work. A lot of trafficking networks are really well funded. They got politicians in their pocket, they got police in their pocket. We find a way around that. We fail, raids get tipped off, the hours are long and dangerous for our teams, but through all of that, the Exodus Road has contributed to the freedom of over 1,400 survivors of trafficking. and we're just getting started. It's been the privilege of my life so far to watch ordinary human beings step into these extraordinary roles in the arena of freedom and justice and mercy. At concerts, on podcasts, in newspaper articles, but especially on university campuses, I get to join into conversations that champion the cause of freedom and justice and equality. Conversations where human dignity is regarded. Conversations that extend beyond the issue of combating human trafficking and into needed solutions surrounding racial injustice, the refugee crisis, and other humanitarian issues. What I love about connecting with students in particular is that I get to breathe just a little bit of oxygen on a fire that already exists. I get to be inspired by the creativity and the imagination that students bring to the front lines of this justice work. We are propelled forward by this strange force, this longing to participate in the freedom of somebody else. It's innate in all of us. The goodness, the bravery, it already exists. It just has to be woken up. The fear is real, but courage is moving forward in the face of fear. And when we do that, those ripples we create turn to tidal waves as we join the rising tide of ordinary people who've decided not to look the other way.